everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Today we are setting up my bullet journal for 2022. I am using an Archer and Olive B5 dark grid notebook, and this one is the orange sunset that was part of the plant-based bride collaboration. I decided to go with the B5 again because I really love the size. I thought it would be a little bit intimidating, but I decided in the end that that's where it's going to go. Now, I'm keeping a lot of my layouts similar to what I did for my last B5 setup, with some minor changes that I'm super excited to share with you. But as always, we're starting with my future log. Now, for this setup, I am using acrylographs, my calendar stamps that you can find in my shop. I'm using the new Ali Edwards alphabet stamp set that I'll link down below. Papermate Flair, Tombow Mono drawing pens, scissors, pretty basic. Confession here, I actually stamped the wrong calendars. I stamped the 2021 calendars and not the 2022. So I just stuck some sticker paper down over top and just got the right year going. So it was a bit of a rough start, but I made it work. Now I did my quote page, which if you go check on my Instagram, it's got inspired, but now I'm tired. And after these setups, yeah, sure. So I hand drew all my flowers and colored them in. So that took a little bit of time. And then, of course, drawing all the lines for all of my tables and graphs and stuff took a while. But overall, I am so excited. I love this color palette. I love the flowers. I had so much fun, and I just can't wait to get into this. Like I have for the last, I believe, year and a half, I'm using tabbed pages again for this portion of my setup. And they're so fun. I love them so much. I just color them in with the acrylographs. And I actually use a jelly roll, Sakura jelly roll, to write the labels on them, just because it's a smaller tip and easier to control. And yeah, I love being able to flip back and forth easily. This is the Ali Edwards stamp that I talked about. There are, I believe, 5 different alphabet stamp sets that you can use. So I really love the versatility, but I really love this particular font with my color scheme. As a complementing font, I used the scrapbook.com vintage letters stamp, and that was a lot of fun. And then I threw in some modern calligraphy as well. So the calligraphy I did with the acrylographs, and then I just added weight on my downstrokes. I wanted to share the process of how I created my flowers. This is the last time I'll show you in this much detail because they do take a while, but the great part about the acrylographs is that they dry pretty quickly so long as you're not blotching ink everywhere, so that it's easy to just go over top and finish up your details. And when I say blot ink everywhere, that happens to me and happened to me throughout the setup. I actually am getting ready to do a comprehensive video on the acrylographs to kind of help you navigate using them. They can be a little bit temperamental, but man alive, the opacity is just, it's amazing. I really do love them. But I digress. This is my content schedule page. Again, I'm hoping to stick to it. I know I've fallen off the wayside for the last month and a half, and I really apologize. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around while I try and corral all my thoughts and put them together into cohesive videos. But I am hoping to get on a better schedule going forward. And this is what you can expect. I'll be doing layouts, creative elements and layouts in a bullet journal as well. Then, of course, pen reviews, which you guys really like, so thank you for that. And then some theory, and when I talk about theory, I'm talking about things like the Alistair method and also stamping and things like that. So lots of fun. I hope you guys stick around. And please, if there's something you want to see, let me know down below and we can have a look. So the next two layouts I work on are my Kanban boards or task boards. I use these for my videos and my blog posts, and they're just basic charts or graphs or checklists, kind of trackers that I go through. And I make sure that I'm capturing everything that's part of my blogs and my videos. I only show the setup for the blog. I end up doing this for the video and the blog, or for the video. I can't remember now, but basically the setups are the same and I just tick it off as I go. So this next layout is something I actually was super excited about. As soon as I came up with this, I knew this is what I was going to do. So this is my workflow layout. And if you saw my last B5 setup, you'd see that I used a combination of the Eisenhower matrix with the generic Kanban board. Now the Eisenhower matrix is really fun. You have your 4 squares, you have urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and then not urgent and not important. And that's how you kind of divide your tasks up. I'll link down below to more information on that, and I'll link up in the cards as well, and you can go check that out. But I found that combining the Eisenhower method and then kind of flowing my tasks into the generic Kanban was really great, except it kind of limited everything just to that section of my bullet journal, or this front section of my bullet journal. So throughout the months, I was using the 135 method. And again, you're going to find that information in the same space that I've linked down below and up in the cards. But basically, you have your priorities for the day, and then you transfer them into number 1, what has to be done, 3 tasks that need to be done, and then 5 tasks that it would be nice to get them done. So what I decided to do this time around was I was going to combine the 135 method with the Eisenhower matrix and the Kanban board, except I was going to do it as a flip out, so that regardless of where I am in my bullet journal throughout the year, I'm able to open up my to-do list, I'm able to open up my priority list and get those done, and not have to recreate these layouts throughout the month, and also not have to worry about moving tasks over every time. And then this way, the 135 method is still tied into the Eisenhower matrix and the Kanban board. So you're going to see this all be put together. It's kind of a lot to explain, and it sounds like it's a lot, but it's actually super cool. And I'm so excited to give this a try. I have the B5 notepad from Archer and Olive as well. And so I used 2 pages out of that, and I decorated the pages as part of my original setup. I could have made them more neutral considering they'll be used throughout the year, but I thought it's still nicer to have it tied into the Eisenhower matrix and my Kanban board. So the page you see me making now is the monthly priorities, which is the 135. It could also be daily priorities, actually. It doesn't have to be monthly. I'm just realizing that now, looking back. And this is where you see me do my folk calligraphy with the acrylographs as well. So lots of fun. We're going to see how it goes. I'll probably set up another bullet journal, probably June, July, depending on how things go, if I get busy or if I don't use it a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I really, really want to be more productive. Definitely have taken on a lot more roles, and there's a lot more things I want to do. So I really need to stay on task and stay focused. And here's where I'm gluing the monthly priorities page to the back of the journal. And I just used white washi tape to stick that down. And then the to-dos, I actually used tape glue because I left a bit more space for it. And I wanted to make sure that they still stuck out clearly for me when my journal was open and not much was covered up. So we will take a look and see how that goes. My next layout is my budget. It's a little bit more comprehensive than I've done in the past. I've included income, work expenses, and then subscriptions that I have going on. This obviously isn't my actual proper budget. I have a spreadsheet for that, but this is just something for me to kind of see it in front of me and keep track of what's going on. What they don't tell you about multiple streams of revenue is that it can be really easy to lose track of some of the revenue or where it's coming from, especially if it's on the smaller side. So I'm really hoping to have this just to write something down and capture it before I forget. So we'll see how that goes. And yes, I was an accountant in a previous life, so it's a little bit embarrassing that I would do something like forget about incoming revenue, but I'm also still human. So right now I'm going in with a Tombow Mono drawing pen in size 01 and adding little details to the flowers. You can't see it on the video, but they're there. I will show you over on Instagram. You can take a closer look at them, but that's what that is. These next layouts are my social media trackers and a Patreon tracker because I now officially have a Patreon. My Patreon is to do with creative journaling and lettering and doodling, and I've linked that down below and you can go check that out and see what that's about. I've also linked the video where I talk about it, so if you're curious and you'd like to do what I do, definitely go and check that out. So my social media is a little bit out of control and definitely gonna have to pare things back a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. But here I have my Patreon tracker. Now in my tracker I've included the word that we'll be doing or looking at every month, like lettering and doodling and journaling and stuff. And then I have 4 to 5 weeks of content, 4 to 5 Instagram posts that will have to go up. I will be running giveaways periodically, so just keep that in mind. And then, of course, the number of subscribers that I have. The bottom bracket that you see me stamping right now, that will be my goals for the number of subscribers or Patreons. This is my first time doing this, so I'm sure this track is going to evolve as I get a better idea of what I'm doing and want to look at. Now, my last couple of layouts, I have a wish list and a book list. I don't really use them as much as I should. I did use my wish list quite a bit for my last B5, and so I definitely brought that back. And reading is something that I do want to be better at and incorporate again, because I really do enjoy reading. So I have a bunch of books that I purchased with the intent of reading and never got to, so I'm going to be putting them down here so that I can remember. The last layout I did was a just because. So that's kind of a notes page just to capture some ideas or whatever comes up if I decide, hey, it would be nice to have this layout in my next setup. So just basic things like that. And then I finished this video with a flip through. Now, I did not think I would be able to talk for 15, 16 minutes. And there was a lot of editing to condense this into a 17-minute video. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I would love to answer them and talk about it. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you have any Patreon suggestions, how to survive Patreon, that would be great too. But otherwise, if you've enjoyed today's content, I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I will be doing a lot more bullet journal content in this coming year. So yeah, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, stay till the end and you will see the full flip through. Have a great day.